Hey y'all, today's episode of The Read is sponsored by Talkspace, the online therapy company. For a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, you can pick an experienced, licensed therapist that you relate to and feel comfortable with. I love mine so much. Each and every therapist has at least a master's degree and has completed over 3,000 hours of supervised work. So to match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com/read and show your support for the show by using code READ to get $30 off your first month. That's code READ at Talkspace.com/theread. Talkspace. It's therapy for how we live today. Now let's move on.
This week's episode is also being brought to you by Sonos. I love them so much. They make me feel fancy and like I'm on the Jetsons. They let you have pulse-pounding sound in any room or every room at once, and you can add your existing music services or discover something new. Whether curated or on-demand, free or subscription-based, Sonos has you covered with access to a growing list of music services. Better yet, Sonos' simple app lets you control everything from songs to volume to rooms, all in one place. Sonos brings all your music together. Now let's start the show. Okay, we're back for another week of podcast madness.
Good old Black Miss.
In the studio on a regular Wednesday. Again, thank you for waiting. I mean, it's not like you had any other choice, but I know how some of y'all like to get. So appreciate your patience. Take two, because, nothing ever goes right. The devil's constantly busy and knows that I can't stand him. And so I feel like that's even further reason for him to try and aggravate me. So we're going to try and start again, although we talked about some of this already. And we're going to have to just do this again because audio equipment isn't working today. Because nobody has their shit together and everybody is hell-bent on ruining our lives. So I am Niecy Nash.
And I am Gabrielle Union.
This is The Read.
Sure is.
Jumping into Black excellence this week, Shonda Rhimes is now the third Black woman to be inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. That is three. 3 Black women in 33 years of the Television Academy Hall of Fame. Let us simply clap our hands, I guess. We don't want to do too much complaining for white people who will be enraged on us wanting nice things for ourselves. But Shonda Rhimes joins Oprah, The Winfrey,
right?
No surprise, was the first in 1993. That was the 10th induction process situation.
Wow.
And in 2011, Diane Carroll also joined Diane Carroll is just so gorgeous.
She really is. I don't know if she'll ever do anything that makes my heart smile more than playing Whitley's mama, though.
That was pretty fucking great.
Die! Just die!
For me, it might be Dynasty, but...
Woo! The young kids don't know nothing about all that.
No, they definitely don't, but fuck the young kids. I don't
celebrate. Give her flowers while she's still living, man.
But Shonda Rhimes in the here and now of things.
Yes.
And all that she has accomplished. Black excellence, third woman, girl, you deserve it.
I wonder how many flop-ass white men are in this Hall of Fame, and yet we only have 3 Black women.
I'm looking at the entire list, so I could name names, but why be petty? I'm doing the best I can, just living life. But yes, if you like, you can absolutely go and look at the list and count them,
right?
Because they're on here. It's great. Carol Burnett, that's not a white man, but there are great names. Of
course. And then there are probably lots of random white boys who worked on shows and for a season or two in the 80s or 90s, and they're
Bill
just in
Cosby,
there.
91.
Wonder how they feel about. Listen, TV is still TV, but
it is.
Yikes!
It looks like shows get entered into, so maybe whatever. That was then. This is now.
Right.
All right. So congratulations to Shonda Rhimes. Looking out for all of the Netflix things that are supposed to be popping soon. That should be very exciting because honestly, if it says Shondaland,
yes,
it's got my full attention.
Are you caught up on Shmurda?
I am not. I am an episode behind on Shmurda, but I did see a preview for the next episode earlier today, and I don't have time to be lollygagging. So that is on my catch-up list. I did get all the way caught up on Scandal. And so now, as soon as I finish this How to Get Away with Murder mini binge, then I have to do The Walking Dead.
I can't deal with Michaela and Annalise beefing like this.
Like, it really is devastating. It's really devastating. I don't know what to do with my life at all right now. I hate it.
Woo, but shout out to Shonda because she made sure them wigs was secured for this season.
I mean, without a doubt.
Viola and Carrie's wigs are both outstanding. Like, just stand up and give them their own damn round of applause. But yeah, I'm so excited for this episode tomorrow. I cannot wait. Ugh, Laurel must die.
Oh, God.
But don't get me started.
Anyway.
And Bonnie's feeling herself too. But anyway.
This week in Hot Tops and Where to Find Them, first and foremost, let me say that, you know, I don't know what the fuck this list is of things, but I'm here, and that's what's most important. First of all, I would just like to reiterate for those of you who did not catch what I was trying to explain on Twitter earlier today, maybe last night. I don't remember. It might have been last night. I don't care. But I did mention earlier on Twitter, and Beyonce gave an announcement at yesterday's, or I should say Tuesday's, Tidal X Brooklyn concerts that they had to benefit the hurricane victims. Her announcement was just simply showing up. She showed up looking like literal cash, like in a money green dress, a purple fur, what is that called? A stole?
Yeah, I think it is a stole, except stoles I think have always, or the ones I've seen, always look a little more like subdued. This was like, bitch, I'm very rich.
Yeah, like this is my...
And I just decided to drape myself in this, just kind of lovingly let it caress over my ginormous titties. Do you see my titties? I got some big old titties, y'all.
It's $5,000. I mean, I simply believe it because Beyonce bought it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look
if she even bought it.
Right. $5,000 Alexander Wang clutch that is just a rolled up, bedazzled wad of $100 bills. Like, so what she's saying here by showing up looking this way to me, like I could feel her communicating with me as a fan through the photograph. And what she was saying is, collect, gather all of your poor ass coins and dollars because sooner or later, I'm coming for them. Like, they're mine. They belong to me. You already know this. We've been through this time after time. I'm giving you a heads up ahead of time. Now, when I drop this fucking heat on your neck, bitch, don't come crying to me about, oh, well, Beyonce, I really have rent or my kids need formula. I don't care about that. You already know what time it is, all right? Okay, if Sir and Rumi are eating, they're just fine. They're completely well-adjusted. You know what I'm saying? They're constantly in nothing above, like, room temperature unless they want it. And they designed this dress. So... I mean, just figure it out is what I'm saying. But all of you girls, I constantly give you breaks to raise kids and have a family and be wealthy. And you don't really do anything to take advantage of that. That's not my fault or my problem. I'm coming for everybody's money. And this is to let you all know, after you spend your money here tonight to help those in need, you'll be spending your money on me. Yeah,
you'll be giving it to me. So everyone just get ready because I'm coming. I know y'all don't have no wad of $100 bills because y'all are broke. This is symbolic of Blue Ivy's play money, honestly. This is just a little nothing to me, but I'm dressed like a rich ass queen because I want y'all to know that, like, I'm coming for the dollars that are mine. So, and she's right. Like, I don't even know what she's plotting. I've been past trying to decipher Beyonce and, project shit onto her. I'm way off that. Whatever it is, I'm buying it. Probably 2 of them. If it's tickets to something, I'm going. And she knows it. So
it's clear.
Just start putting your little $20, $50, whatever, put it away now. Save up because that bitch don't play. Y'all gonna be on the internet mad as hell. Damn, Beyonce, I ain't even got gas money, girl.
If you need to get on the 2 train and start selling peanut M&Ms, or if you need to have a car wash, or do whatever it is that you need to do. Like, there simply is no excuse.
A lemonade stand, perhaps, to keep in with the theme, whatever you need to do. But
Beyonce showed up to this fucking concert showing you that not only did I give birth, my twins gave birth to a twin set of tits. These hips are up. My pony is high. I'm not here to play games with you. I'm here to take your money. So just give it to me.
She's all about that body.
And let's make it easier for everybody.
So thanks so much, you guys. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to go now.
I mean, that's really all that it is. So I'm just, I'm trying to give you a friendly reminder, if it matters to you, and it should. Beyonce is clearly ready to set off again into wherever uncharted waters we're going this time. But I'm ready. I don't need to know anything. I'm just batten down the fucking hatchets. Whatever I can do to be a part of the journey, I'm ready.
Have you seen the Jade Nova video? She does a really great Beyonce impression of the planning behind her Instagram. I don't know. Is it a theme? I don't know what Beyonce is doing on Instagram, but it's excellent. And
it's called artistry. It's called vision. It's called keeping up with the times.
Okay, yes.
And that's pretty much what it is.
A real visionary.
On the first go-round of our podcast today, I mentioned that most of us very basic broke hoes.
Us.
I shouldn't include myself in this because I don't do this. But what the basic people do, basic being anyone that's not Beyonce at this point, when y'all go for these collages, y'all want to give us 9 consecutive chunks of your headshot. It's strange. It's weird. I'm not gonna like a photo of your nasal bridge or between your brows or whatever. It does nothing for me. And furthermore, once you post another photo right after your collage is done, it fucks the whole thing up. Now nobody can see your face. What's the point? Beyonce said, you know what? Instagram is fun for me. I don't do nothing but come on here and remind you that I'm rich, my kids are better than yours, and remind you to give back. But yet I still found a way to take your things and show you how to do it correctly. So what you do is, first of all, if you don't incorporate your favorite song and make a video collage that syncs perfectly with it on every beat, you simply just make every photo its own photo and then just kind of shop the edge of each. So when you put them together 3 by 3, because calm down, they look great. So not just what is it going to take for you to understand that Beyonce is the recipe and really you don't have any reason to be mad, but inspired?
Well,
and just
when you're right, friend. It just is. She's just better at Instagram than the rest of us are, period. So, all right.
I mean, that's simply that.
Come take my money, B.
Gucci Mane and his wife are married.
Lord.
Apparently that was an exciting moment for niggas online last night.
Not really. I think most people felt underwhelmed, but I don't think that was the Wobster's fault. I think that was the production team's fault. Because it just felt the writing felt really clunky, and you could tell that they were going off of a teleprompter. They didn't sound or feel natural with each other or with the guests. And there was constantly little things going on that made you wonder, who the fuck is in charge here? Somebody's phone going off while Monica was recording her wedding greeting for the Wobsters and all that. It was just okay, BT.
So it wasn't live, but...
No. But they billed it as live. That was the other thing. The promotion for the show was so confusing. I don't think people knew it was a 10-part series.
I damn sure didn't.
See, and I definitely think that people thought it was going to be a live wedding. And because when they first announced the wedding date, they said, one of them tweeted 10:17 a.m., 10:17:17. So I thought that was the time they were getting married. But apparently it wasn't until later in the afternoon. But it still wasn't live. So I just don't understand where BT, I don't know what the purpose of that marketing and promotion was, because I think all it really served was to confuse the shit out of everybody.
So if they showed the wedding last night or whatever, then what?
It's literally the weeks leading up to the wedding. It's probably Keyshia being a bitch at the wedding planner and her friends arguing with each other. I saw a clip where Shekinah was like, how you gonna ask Trina to be in the wedding party but not me? So I'm too fat to be in your wedding. And it was just
not that you're a fat girl, it's that you're not Trina.
Right. I mean, and there's big girls in the wedding, so that wasn't it. It's just... It's just maybe y'all aren't best friends or super close or something like that. So I think it's going to be...
Tiny about to renew their damn vows doesn't mean you have to be upset.
Oh, man. I wonder if Tiny and Shekinah are still friends. I don't think I've seen nothing. Oh, but I'm not the one to go back and check either. So
I definitely wouldn't know.
I think it's just going to be Keyshia and her female friends arguing and fussing and yelling at the woman they hired to do this.
It just seems like it would have made more sense to possibly start the show with the earlier stages and then lead up to the wedding if it wasn't going to be live. Mm-hmm. I simply thought it was just going to be a special that came on last night.
Right.
And that would have been, BT's way of teasing the fact that they're going to do their own show.
Right.
I didn't know that it was like a series, so I don't understand why they did it.
I thought it was going to be a 2-hour special of like an hour and 15 minutes of like getting ready and wedding planning and da-da-da-da-da, like what the rest of the series is going to be. And then the last 45 minutes being the ceremony, maybe a peek at the reception, the cake, something like that. I thought, we can have a wedding special and wrap it all up right here tonight. I don't understand why this is going on for another couple of months. I think it's going to be difficult to get people to tune in now that they've already seen the main attraction, or the main event. So... But I'm not running nothing over at BET. So good luck to y'all.
I mean, congratulations.
With that.
I don't care about weddings at all.
Big congratulations.
That seems like it may be somebody... Like, wedding specials seem like they're more for people that, either really love weddings or the planning of weddings, which I don't understand. I guess some people liking that makes a bit of sense. But I don't care about marriage or being, that's whatever.
Weddings are fun. I've been a bridesmaid a lot of times.
I think that they are so boring. And if I don't have to go, I'm not.
Well, it's standing up there for the 20 minutes or so it takes them to get married is garbage. But the rest of it is fun. The drinking and throwing money at the bride. Maybe that's just Nigerian weddings. But just all the stuff that goes along with the reception is what I'm here for. I always have a good time. So
if I can come to your wedding or your reception or whatever and a hoodie or just regular
I'm
clothes.
Sure it was a damn good party at the very least. And they walked out to a new song off of his next album about her. So, oh, that was good. They had a mixtape of songs for the wedding party to walk down to. And one of them was A Moment Like This. So niggas really love Kelly Clarkson. Niggas do. They love Kelly.
Moment.
I was like, this is about American Idol, you guys. The moment like this. It was when she won that show. It was.
I guess it's whatever you want, whatever your moment is.
Some people wait a lifetime to get married. So,
look, to live doesn't mean you're alive. Don't worry about
fuck
me,
it up.
Who I hire. I get what I desire. It's my empire.
Oh, get deep on them.
So that's the thing that happened. The thing that did not happen is Toni Braxton and Birdman allegedly getting married. So there were some reports this past week that they did that, which confused me very much. The same way that Toni Braxton and Birdman even being in the same place at the same time on purpose together confuses me. But marriage,
it's still gross.
So after that story came out, a rep for Toni contacted Us Weekly, or they contacted, I don't know, whatever. And they said Toni is dating. And she has a new single called Deadwood from her forthcoming album, Sex and Cigarettes, which sounds like it was Birdman's idea to name it that. It will be released in early 2018.
Okay. Well, I can't say that I'm looking forward to that at all.
Is Toni dating Toni is dating men, or are you saying Toni is dating because she's dating Birdman?
Yeah, I think that's what, and I'm sure that's what that is.
I just have no idea why you would want to date this man on purpose.
She really sounds like she cares about him, the interviews and stuff that I've seen. She talks like she does. She's like, he gives her butterflies and makes her feel all nervous and giggly.
What does he have on you, Toni?
What kind of dirt? Is it like what the Russians have on Trump, girl? Is that why you there?
It's got to be something. Because you...
that or writing some checks.
You go to dinner and you're sitting at the table with this nigga and the light from the candle is flickering up into that face. And you're just like, yeah,
you're looking
more
at
of
them hieroglyphics on the side of his face.
I'm lost. Like, what is it? A puzzle? Is it a treasure map? What the fuck is that? All of that shit. Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And you referenced Jermaine Dupri and Janet.
Yeah, because that was another couple I never understood how y'all got together.
That one was confusing for me. Nick Cannon and Mariah was confusing for me until I was reminded that Mariah is ghetto. And then, I mean, she just is, you know.
She is, but Nick Cannon is not, like, I don't know. I feel like if she wanted to be with a hood nigga, she could do way better than Nick Cannon.
Not like, I mean, like, I'm not saying, she just... I don't know. You
it
know
was
what I'm
festive.
saying? Like,
she was in the mood.
While, them like having like ring pops at their weddings or whatever, the weird shit that they were doing was just like, okay, yeah, they're both drunk.
I kind of feel like she did that just because everybody was like, Mariah better not. Mariah, ooh, she better not marry Nick Cannon. Ooh, that would be so crazy.
Nick Cannon is not an unattractive man.
No.
Jermaine Dupri, you know, has mostly done the best he can.
Mostly.
With, you know, what God gave him. Birdman looks like this, and then also is another nigga that went out of his way to worsen it. And I'm just, that part, I've never, like...
I'll never understand. Do you just, like, stare in this man's eyes and forge a deep emotional connection with the tattoos on his forehead? Like, what? How do you look into Birdman's face and be like, I'm going to take this seriously? I just don't.
Like, I don't even know that I could have a solid conversation with Birdman for more than 20 minutes without being like, okay, so, like, what is this? Like, what? You know, like, I would have to, like, break after a while and just, like, there's no way I could hold it in. Why? What? Why? Why?
What do those mean? And what is that about? And what is this over here?
Like, I'm someone who just feels like most tattoos on the face I've seen, I don't like them. I feel like whether you look good, you don't look good, especially if you do look good. I'm just kind of like, why would you do that to your face? Because I look at faces.
Yeah.
I feel like I look at faces first. I'm always the last to catch the dick print in my group of friends. Like, everybody's always
You'll
like,
never be later than me.
I mean, well. But, like, I'm always looking up.
The face is more important. Well, maybe not more important.
Depends on what you're looking for.
There you go, friend. That's really it. It depends on what exactly it is you're looking for.
And maybe Tony's looking for financial stability. I don't know. I find that hard to believe. At the very least, the 37 seasons of Braxton Family Hustle, whatever that show's called.
No, that's what it is. It's the Braxton Family Hustle.
At least have, taken care of like bills and things.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Toni, I truly hope she's not like dead broke again or nothing like that. Like, oh, girl. I'm not going back down the bankruptcy road with you, but
see, I said
looking Birdman in the face,
right? Like there have to be. You're Toni Braxton,
right?
You're good looking. You're Toni Braxton. There have to be men out here who are just like, any amount of my money that you would like, you may have it.
Mm-hmm.
That don't even have to look like Idris or whoever, but just. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'm not no, like, shallow type of motherfucker by any means. I don't think so anyway.
No, I mean, I know people who are truly shallow. That is not you.
I don't think that I have, like, crazy expectations or whatever. I certainly don't think that I'm nobody's 10, 11.
Yeah, you don't have like ridiculously high standards or something. Like a nigga must have this and this and this. And
it is more so the choice that you made. The choice says that you made to your face.
Right.
That
are leading us to this moment right now. Because I just don't get it. I just don't.
Like if you got a cute spirit, that is most important. That is important. So, like that, you can't count that portion out. But Birdman also doesn't look like the type of nigga like you never have to worry about what's going through his iMessage or
right. Like he looks like the type of nigga you would constantly be going through his phone and he's sending bitches DMs on Instagram.
Didn't they say Keyshia Cole smacked some bitch in the face because she was laid up in the house with him?
Didn't we talk about that?
I'm pretty sure. So like
but that was a while, wasn't it last year or maybe 2 years? I don't know. It's all starting to run together now, but you know what? So that's two beautiful women who could do better and yet are with Birdman or acting crazy behind Birdman. It must be the dick. It's got to be the dick.
I refuse to believe it. Dick is plentiful. It's everywhere.
But when you find that one, for some reason, people just be losing their minds. Look at the inbox.
There's just simply no such thing as the best dick ever. Because like there are so many, oh my God, there are so many niggas that have great dick.
The best dick ever.
You know what I'm saying? And even if you go for a nigga that's not a 20, like why you did all of this to your blood? Look at the top of his head.
I don't know what that is on it. I've stared at this picture so many times and I still just can't. I don't know why.
What is that Pokemon? Star you? Star me?
Now you know I don't know what that means.
Starlight, Star Bright, whatever the fuck that shit is on the very top of his head. Like you look at that, like you roll over in the middle of the night and you see that and you feel like, yes.
You're like, I'm in love. I feel good about this person I'm with. Maybe it is just love. I can't do it. It's a knife.
Like that. You know something? Like that. Thank you. Like, why did you do this? All of this. You put a knife in betwixt. I can't. I'm just so lost. Like,
I'm really staring. It looks like, you know how some of them walls in the Zelda game be having them random symbols and stuff on it?
Yes.
It looked like Hyrule. It looks like them eyes and shit. Like, it's just random.
It looks like a puzzle.
It's hieroglyphics on your face. It's just graffiti there. What is that in the center of his...
It looked like one of those can you spot the difference photos.
Oh, where you gotta go through... Yes. Man, the highlights. Highlights used to be good for a can you spot the difference feature. Yes. Wow. And then a big old, all this shit on, we didn't even talk about his neck.
I know niggas have said, like, I have a lot of friends, I've dated men with, like, lots of tattoos. And they always tell me, because I don't have any, like, if you get one, you're going to be addicted. You're going to want to keep getting them and blah, blah, blah. And, like, okay, but...
Maybe.
So you ran out of room and you were so addicted that you were just like, let's start
the face.
The rest of my skull. I don't like it.
So is Birdman tattooed all over?
I mean... His neck is...
I kind of am afraid to Google this.
Wrists, knuckles. I would imagine that he's got pretty much covered. And just was like, I can't stop.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Here's a picture of him shirtless and he definitely... Oh, yeah, there's Wayne on his titty. I forgot about that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, I like tattoos from the neck down, but...
I do not mind. I love a tatted up nigga.
Ooh, especially the arms. Woof. Yes, God.
I love sleeves. I love tattoos. I do.
I do.
But you may stop.
Leave it at the collarbone. Please, God. Maybe a neck tattoo.
Maybe. Even that. There is a way to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just get your mama's name in cursive towards the back and call it a rap.
See, and that is some old swap me ass.
Niggas love doing that.
That's a go-to thing to do. I don't know.
This is awful. This is really bad.
All right, we're tattoo shaming the girls.
This looks like Harriet Tubman holding a baby on his other titty.
It's possible.
Who is that?
Or just him holding Wayne.
I'm hoping it's got to be photoshopped, Lord. Well, anyway.
So they're not married. They are dating. Although Tamar did say the other day that she felt like they were married or whatever. Maybe she's keeping it secret. I mean, I know why I would, but... Either way, good luck to you, Toni. You know, you're still a legend and a talent and gorgeous.
Even with this that you're doing. Even with this.
Maybe this is just a way to remind people how, to accentuate or emphasize your own beauty. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like we never actually believed that people could be in love. Like, maybe people are just happy with one another and not on some bullshit.
I don't buy it. It's very, seldom. I see,
nah, true love.
But
wrong.
I'm also someone who I like to cover all of, all areas of possibilities if I can.
Right. So
but this one I'm struggling with.
Right.
I really am. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, but best of luck to y'all, I guess, or whatever.
I want to talk about B2K.
B2 Ray? Ray 2K?
Ray 2K. So what's Omarion's problem? I'm just so confused by this. This isn't even really a story, but the Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Girls. Yeah, I'm still watching it. Whatever. I'm a complete hypocrite. But Hollywood is good. Like, Hollywood is good.
There's 30 niggas on that cast.
It doesn't matter. Like,
when Nina got on that stage and was like, tonight we got Moniece, KD. What's that light-skinned nigga's name? Raspy. The other little nigga. Whomever.
Lil Fizz.
Lil Fizz.
If you watch closely, right before she started, Nina was like, all right. I just pray for her every single
time. I got a
time.
list of names to get out right now, y'all. Let me just get through it.
Like, Nina is probably the only person in Los Angeles who's just like, I'll do it. You know, like who can handle it?
Who can actually handle it? Right.
Because I feel like many other people would either quit or they would get beat up.
Or they would take the bait, and start participating in the argument.
Like, she's the only one who seems to be able to keep her cool and also get them to answer the fucking question.
Right.
And I love that she took took Zell to task for all of them fat jokes.
Oh, yes.
Like, after a while, it was like, okay, girl,
like, we
he's
get
fat.
it.
He knows he's fat.
Okay, Ray is fat, girl. Now, what else? Do you think he doesn't know it?
Anything else?
Him and his man are standing right there knowing that he's fat. So now what? Okay, or whomever. You know, it's reality TV.
But anyway, so that was the thing that happened. But just for me, I was very confused by the fact that Omarion apparently is not interested in this B2K reunion that Fizz was cooking up. And that just puzzles me.
Why not? Right. I don't get that either, because what about Omarion's career makes him feel like he's too good to tour? Now, with Ray J, fine. We can all draw a line. But what's wrong with going back with your bandmates? Like, none of y'all were as popping separately as you were together. So why not?
Well, Omarion was definitely more popping than the rest of them were separately. And I think that has something to do. Omarion also never really... Omarion is... I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of those artists that feels like he didn't reach the potential that he can, given his amount of talent or whatever. Because, like, Omarion, I feel like, has good albums that weren't ever really looked at as like, this is a really good album. I think Omarion was really like, oh, I loved Icebox, or I really loved Touch, or I really loved that one other song.
But see, is Omarion a musician? Was he writing that music? Was he producing any of it?
Know.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very easy to be a successful artist if you have the right machine behind you. But once that machine is gone.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Like, okay, this is all I'm saying, right? I don't think that Omarion can't have any form of... He's still very young. Omarion can sing and dance. Omarion is, tiny but mighty in the handsome world.
Tiny but mighty. His kids are so cute.
So I just don't... Like, it just seems like a good idea to me. I don't see why the black ass not. I mean, I was like, all right, I know he just did the grocery song, and... maybe he's feeling like I'm going to come off the heat of that. But you know what? I looked it up. That song came out in 2014.
Oh, see.
I really felt like it was maybe a year and a half ago.
No. Time is really flying by.
I know that he was like in Africa somewhere earlier this year. He put out a song in like February. But that was pretty much it. I like the song, but I don't think the song did very much. It just seems like it would make sense monetarily.
Right.
For you to be like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. Like,
because is Omarion... I mean, you can be a good singer and dancer, but that doesn't mean you're a good entertainer or a good performer necessarily. Doesn't mean you can put on a good show. Can Omarion put on a good show by himself? I have not seen him perform solo, so I can't answer that. But it just seems...
I believe he's capable, just because I know that he's talented, but I can't say for a fact that he does. I don't know what his...
I mean, and even though you were more popping than the rest of them as a solo artist, you didn't transcend what B2K did.
Absolutely, right.
And your fans will still pay $30, $50, $60, $70 to go see y'all in concert.
I think that you would get more people gathered together to hear you and the rest of them niggas sing... And maybe that's
Bump, bump, bump.
I was trying to say something else because Bump Bump is what I always go to, and I know B2K music.
Oh,
so whatever that other one was called. But I mean, like the B2K, they had like moments.
Oh no, definitely.
And
I was in college, and they were always on 106 in Park.
That's what the girls are doing right now. Like, look at Escape. Look at like SWV fucking did it.
Even the white ones. I think Backstreet Boys.
All of these girls are out here. First of all, the money is completely in the tour. I don't know if they were like, if Fizz's idea was for them to like record new music together. I was under the assumption that he was thinking like a reunion tour. Which that is the bad. That's what everybody is fucking doing.
And it
right
works.
Now. It does.
It works. We will go.
People are buying nostalgia like it's fucking water. Why? I don't even understand. Look at all of these other groups that are out here, like creating new group texts with their old band members from the early 2000s and 90s and shit, and just hashing it the fuck out through iMessage. Like, bitch. So I'm just gonna come clean. Like that one time in 2002 where I had looked you dead in your face and asked you if you ate my chicken, and you lied. You lied. You said you didn't eat my food, and I know that you did, and I took it personally, and I never trusted your black ass. And said, like, all of the girls are working their issues out and getting on the road. I don't understand. What are you doing? That is like, you have twins. Everybody has kids. I have no understanding as to what Omarion is thinking.
I think Omarion realized that the reality TV thing shifted public perception in a negative way, like it does for most people who are on it. So he wisely thought, let me get off of this show mess. It's nothing but arguing and Mona Scott Young mess. Like, I get that. But being too good for the thing that made you famous, like, you can't even text these niggas back. Like,
you don't even have to do all you got to do is learn some of them old steps that you knew before.
You probably ain't even forgot them.
Some new ones, right? And sing the songs that you've been saying. Like, you don't have to do.
Y'all and Pretty Ricky and who
them
else?
Niggas did it.
I'm saying, like, y'all could easily put together a little nigga bands of the early 2000s tour and be just fine. Hit up a dozen states or so and make your money for the next year.
It just seems like something
why
to do
not?
And money. I'm just confused.
Oh, Omarion.
He knows that it's not going to happen without him involved. He don't want those other girls to eat.
That's got to be it, because it's not like his music is just so popping without the rest of them that you can't understand why he would do it. Even that grocery song, we only cared about it because of Jhené Aiko's line. Nobody gave a shit about that song otherwise. So
it certainly wasn't fax no printer.
Oh God, I forgot about that. See?
And that is fact.
Nobody cared.
No printer.
Oh, Omarion. It sounds like ego getting in the way.
My God.
Ray J and that other one really almost came to blows behind this whole idea. So dumb.
Because, girl, where are you going with these Ray 2K posters, sweetheart? Like,
I got a graphic design department. They just put it to... You don't have no graphic design team. Stop that lie.
A shit idea.
Stop that. I don't know who you know that can barely put something together in Photoshop, but a team, it is not.
That had to be a part of the script.
Yeah, Mona had them made up.
Was having fun. Nobody was actually mad at anybody in that situation. I refuse to believe that they even thought Ray 2K was a good idea.
I mean, that I felt it had to be a joke. Like, okay, Ray 2K or B2 Ray.
No,
whatever, like,
the simple idea of having Ray J replace anybody.
No, that isn't. Ray J is like, first of all, a cool 15 years older than them kids. So... What? Ain't Omarion and them like maybe in their late 20s, pushing 30 or so? I don't know. Probably not even that. So
maybe like 30, early 30s, something like that.
Whatever.
So speaking of the Scream Tour, Bow Wow further embarrassed himself this past week when he posted a photo on Twitter with the caption, "Where it all started." The photo is... what is this, double XL? Was it the double XL? I don't know if it was double XL or if it was Vibe, but it was from...
Oh, I think it was Vibe.
A spread featuring Death Row artists from back in the 90s.
Yeah, that was the Death Row cover on Vibe.
Right. So,
God,
someone with a, very interesting sense of humor decided to Photoshop child Bow Wow into this Death Row photograph. Mm-hmm. And that is what he tweeted here, talking about where it all started, followed by a photo. This one, I'm assuming, is real, of him between Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg when he was around 6 years old, I guess.
Yeah, he was a baby.
So he got flamed for posting this photo on Twitter, of course, and said, "I was on death row at 6, which is, first of all, not... Well, we don't know if it's entirely accurate.
Well, I remember...
Because there's no evidence that he was, officially signed. He
there you go. Right. He was affiliated, right. That whole nephew thing with Snoop and all that. So I think I thought that. But I don't know if he was ever really, like under contract with them niggas.
I thought that he was just Snoop's protege. I never even knew that he was really like Death Row affiliated like that. I just thought like Snoop's name is Snoop, Doggy Dog, Little Bow Wow. Like I thought that he was more.
I thought it was like a natural thing, right?
Thing. But anyway, like he claims that a fan made the photograph and sent it to him, and it brought back memories, and that's why he posted it.
What memories?
You weren't.
You were a child. What was you really out here doing with these? You was banging with these grown men?
I mean, when I was 6, I probably was just eating Lunchables. So, I mean, my 6-year-old experience is probably not that memorable. Maybe for him.
Maybe so.
You can remember, like, smelling Black Milds and, you know, like rubbing a fur rug.
He had to break the weed down by hand. You know, it builds character.
Put hair on your chest. That's what niggas say. Like, you know, put hair somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
let the little nigga grow up.
Like, well, no, like
you can't baby him forever. Like he's
rolling
7. He's not supposed to be rolling fucking blunts.
So, I mean, I just don't understand why Shad would put himself in another. Like, you already know.
Even if a fan did send it to you, why would you tweet that? That is what is stupid. Why you literally set yourself up for people to clown you and drag and be like, Bow Wow, what the fuck are you doing? It don't make no sense.
I'm pretty sure at this point he does this shit on purpose. Like, I don't think that he minds being dragged the way that he acts like he does. I think that he simply likes being discussed because otherwise, why would we be discussing him? Like,
ooh, this is just the label roster and I was just posting it for that.
Because you know that your motherfucking ass was not in this picture.
Right,
you know this picture is fake. And you knew that niggas were going to clown your ass when you posted that. You don't mind. You just like being talked about. That has to be it. Because if you had been like such a memorable, integral part of Death Row, you probably would have been in the picture. Like, no shade. You came along too late or you was just an infant. So. And a fucking 6-year-old was signed to Death Row Records back then. I feel like somebody, unless it was against some kind of labor laws, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like somebody would have been like, let's get that little bright-eyed baby to come in here and also be a part of the
You know what it probably was? Some nigga shit. Like, oh, his name Lil Bow Wow. You know, that could be Snoop's little protege. That could be Snoop's, you know, little nephew or whatever.
Snoop named him.
Yeah, like he could run around and, you know, I'll put my little cosign on, have him in videos with grown women touching and caressing all over him, which still disturbs the shit out of me.
I don't even think that anybody's denying that you were affiliated with these people again. I think that
we remember.
Remember.
It wasn't that long ago.
It's still like, this is still a fake picture and it's odd and it's funny looking and it's obviously fake. And it's just like, you know that people, like, whatever. Good luck in life. At this point, I feel like I'm just done with Bow Wow because, as I've said, at a certain point, you have to just claim responsibility for opening your mouth and giving these people further opportunity to show their ass because they don't care that you're dragging them the way that you think that they do. A lot of them want you to.
Right.
Because you're talking about them and they can find some way to finagle that into whatever halfpence that they need to get, you know, a Happy Meal or whatever that month. Not specifically Bow Wow. I'm sure that Bow Wow can at least get a large fry. But what I'm saying is that overall, like this type of behavior is like, okay, you just being Bow Wow because that's your...
Remember that video he did that Solange was in? What song was it?
Oh, God.
I want to say Puppy Love.
Don't get me to lying. I'll just agree with you.
It was adorable. Man, who would have thought? I never would have thought back then Bow Wow would have ended up like this.
I kind of did.
I really didn't. I thought he was just going to grow up to be fine.
When those full-grown women in all of their cleavage were Harlem shaking.
Well, that was gross.
So deaf. In that video, that's why I was like, oh, yeah, this nigga ain't going to be shit.
That was disgusting. I said, who is around this child?
Because clearly.
Who is raising this baby? Where's his mama at? This is crazy.
Speaking of niggas who just want to be discussed, Tyrese is back. And this time he's not addressing The Rock or the moment where The Rock on set, I'm assuming, of Ballers decided to let us know that he listened to Black Rose and it was like someone taking a shit in his ears.
Somebody told me that was like a joke video that he did a while back.
I'm sure that it was.
That's too bad because it just seemed so ruthless. Like I like it, but...
Now he is apparently taking jabs at Young Jock. But the most offensive part of this story is that he is also alleging that he will be releasing a rap album.
Shut up.
Oh, God.
How are you tired already?
So he posted one of these, those memes of young Jock with like a photoshopped lady's hairdo. Like one of these like hair show.
Oh, God.
Hairdos. You know how they be doing. They did it to Big Sean. They did it to him and a couple other
Charlamagne.
Right. Oh, the Charlamagne ones are great. So he posts this photo of young Jock, and this is the caption. Who's responsible for niggas getting a pass for letting this shit go down in hip-hop?
What?
It didn't go. The picture's not real. How did the OGs in this game let this go? This is the new image of hip-hop? I'm just like, I want to talk about punctuation, but it's always okay. Why is this okay? Here's my message to Ice Cube, Eazy-E, Busta Rhymes, Tupac, Snoop. He's fully dead. He's definitely
is
dead.
No longer with us.
He's definitely dead.
Also Tupac.
Snoop, Corrupt, Big, Dr. Dre, and Run DMC, Lil Kim, Jadakiss. What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean you have a message for dead niggas?
I vow to honor the culture and disrespect it on any level with what I'm about to do with this identity theft album. I'm going to rewind that because he fully said, I vow to honor the culture and disrespect it on any level with what I'm about to do with this #identity theft album.
So you just gonna contradict yourself in the same sentence. I vow you to honor you and shit on your legacy.
What in the black ass realness is this nigga's problem?
How come Tyrese still has not learned to read over his Instagram captions?
It takes
before it takes just but if you don't know the difference anyway, reading over this not gonna help.
True.
But my nigga, I think had you just stuck a knot in there between and disrespect, the meaning of the sentence would have totally changed. Like, so you are going to honor us and then disrespect us on any level, like any level you can find.
This new album is inspired by Jay-Z.
Nope. Stop it right the fuck there.
I'd like you to know that he later deleted this and then posted a photo, I think, with himself and Jay-Z. I can't remember who else was in the picture. And then he just took out who's responsible for this part. But he did keep this new album is inspired by Jay-Z, which is laughable. This part's great. My motto is #identity theft double album is Jay's spirit, Pac's soul, and sonically Dre's ears. We don't even have to get into why that doesn't make sense as a sentence.
Wait, hold on. Jay's spirit and Pac's soul.
Like, we don't even have to dissect
Wait a minute.
the nonsense that is whatever the fuck it is he's talking about. But this is his motto.
That sounds like...
The album is Jay's spirit, Pac's soul.
That sounds like that commercial where that girl's going, that's like saying you're a ghost and I'm a spirit.
Right.
I'm like, nigga, what?
And sonically Dre's ears.
No, so it sounds like Dr. Dre's ears? Is that what you're trying to say?
Thank you.
What?
I'm lost. I know.
Words mean things. They have meanings. You can't just say whatever the fuck. Oh
has
my
a
God.
definition. Like all of them. Every word. I know your first instinct is to say, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yes.
You said some truth. There's at least one fact in here. Put me in the singer and... Oh, my God. Okay. I know your first instinct is to say, get the fuck out of here. Put me in the parenthesis.
Oh, no.
Singer and actor box and throw away the key. Ends. Like, why did you put that in parentheses?
What are the parentheses for? You know, parentheses are for like a side thought that would otherwise derail your sentence.
No, he doesn't know that.
It's not just to continue your...
Ellipses. But you will see, folks, very, very soon that this rap album is far from play.
Oh, no, girl. It's all play. It's all play.
Then he hashtags a bunch of people, Chris Lighty, which...
Chris Lighty is no longer...
What the fuck is...
Oh.
Are you a shaman? Like, what is... I came here. This album will change hip-hop. Save this post. I did this for the culture. Laugh now. Dick ride later.
Wow.
Young Jock posted I was going to play what he said, but basically he just said, like in a really classy and respectful and hurt way.
Oh.
Was kind of like, I feel like you have enough money and better things to do than to just be making fun of me. Like, all over a picture that's not even real. Like,
nigga, do you really think I bleached my hair and got it done in this auntie-ass hairstyle with the hard-ass Marcel curls on? Bitch, really? Like, come on, nigga, you did an awful lot.
I really went and got this Parker's ass hair just
I
for
did
hip-hop.
that. No, I did that. Yeah. It's sad when Young Jock sounds like the reasonable one.
Hello?
In any given, like, conversation.
He said, I'm praying for you, my dear brother. I'm not going to come for you like you came for me. Instead, I'm going to lead by example. Redirect your energy, fam. # pray for Tyrese. That is a hashtag that I can get behind.
Yeah.
Tyrese responded on the Shade Room and said...
Oh
that dress wasn't photoshopped. Stop it, man. The culture deserves better. Using you to promote my album wouldn't promote my album. Hip-hop deserves to be...
What?
Hip-hop deserves to be upheld.
What?
R.I.P. to Big and Pac.
What the fuck? What do those sentences even mean?
I do not.
I don't like the subtle homophobia that's all over this.
Thank you.
Like, ladies' hairstyles and putting on dresses means that you're fucking up the culture and disrespecting real hip hop and all. Like, let's not, because all it takes is a couple people to be like, so what exactly is the problem? I mean, these niggas is wearing dresses. Young Thug and who's that other one who had on a white one the other day with a bustier type thing? I don't know. Niggas is out here wearing dresses now, and it is what it is. I don't really give a shit. But Tyrese's whole thing about, the culture, I have to come save it.
The
Who
culture
let these new niggas do
better.
this?
And you feel like that is you?
You are not it, my nigga, is the thing. You are not it. Wow. Tyrese gotta go.
That nigga is lost.
How is he gonna rap when he can't write?
I don't know. Maybe he's got like insomnia or something and he's living every day through hallucinations.
This is so
I don't know what the fuck is going on with this nigga. But he's another one who's now going out of it. You've switched from The Rock bothering him for working.
The Rock put out that video and said, little crying ass puppy, stay on the porch. And it's been quiet.
Ever since then, he's been very minding my business.
Because his face looked like, I know I'm The Rock and I'm real nice and I take pictures with like kids who have cancer, but don't fuck with me.
Remember?
You forgot who I am.
That I can kill you. Like,
right. With one hand.
Just with a hand.
The Rock's arms are bigger than your legs. What are you? You're going to play yourself.
Like one simple throat chop, and that's just it for you speaking to anyone ever again. Like, why are you bothering me?
Nigga, you're not about to rap, and if you are, it's going to be garbage.
He posted something in the studio, right?
So this is really going to happen to us?
I doubt it. Somebody somewhere is going to just be, I mean, unless he's going to release it independently and just give niggas something to laugh at. But here's the thing. He posted a video, Identity Theft Double Album, #EP. So
is it an album or an EP?
So he posts this whatever. I'm not going to play it, but it's like whatever rap song. And it says, his caption says Black Tie featuring Future. This is an early reference. The person rapping on the song when it's played is very clearly not him.
Okay.
And he put in here #Ghostwriter. So are you admitting that you're not writing it?
No, gotta be. So somebody else...
But you're doing better for the culture.
Right. So how exactly are you supposed to save hip hop if you're not even writing your own fucking songs? You're not even writing your own verses. That's the first thing niggas tear each other apart for. So what about you and this grand plan? And why is it called Identity? I don't care. I don't care because I'm not going to listen to that.
That is all that it matters. That's
it.
Really it. And even in here, again, he talking about this album is inspired by Jay Spirit, Pac Soul, and sonically Dre.
Stop that. What does that mean? Jay Spirit and Pac Soul. These are... Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
How embarrassing.
I'm really confused by this. Like, I'm starting to develop a headache trying to understand Tyrese's words. But you can't make sense out of nonsense. Shout out to Kia. It doesn't happen. And I need to stop trying to get to the bottom of this.
So, I mean...
I would rather go see Tyler Perry's Boo 2, a Medea Halloween, than listen to Tyrese try to rap.
So let me tell you that the first one is on TV now. It's on cable now.
You saw it. Did you love it? Did you actually crack up?
Girl, please.
I was hoping you was going to be like, plot twist. It was amazing.
I watched this like, okay, I want to see like if it's as bad as I think that it is. It was worse.
There's a sequel though. It must have done well.
I think that Tyler Perry's probably got enough money to put out as many as
regardless of how they perform. It didn't
seem like he spent a whole lot on it.
He probably didn't.
So the thing is, it's just so poorly written, and it just seems like they just kind of like sort of go with whatever the script is. Because like Tyler Perry is like playing somebody's daddy, and that was awkward enough because it seems like whenever he's not playing Medea in a scene, it's like he's struggling not to become Medea. Yes. And it's so interesting to watch. But then sometimes like he will say something to one of the characters, and then Medea will come in 2 seconds later and say like the exact same thing the same way. It's just like weird. Like and it had very little to do with Halloween. Like, I guess there was like, honestly, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I watched maybe like the first half hour of it and it was unbearable and I left it on with Link.
Okay.
She's never gonna forgive me. But
I was about to say, did she come in there like, nigga, fuck
if you don't comment her this shit. Like, she really eventually just came into the room and just got up into the bed with me and I just let her. Like, I was like, I feel you.
I'm done watching it.
But I went back out there towards the end of it and it was more about, you know how Tyler Perry does this like weird preachy
there's always
stuff.
A message or something. Yeah.
Because baby, that is your one and only daddy. You ain't got no other daddy right now. You need to respect him and pull your damn pants up. And like that's
love Jesus.
It came all the way around.
Of course it did. A Halloween movie?
It was just so. And I would have loved to come in here and be like, it actually wasn't that bad. Because I would have said that if it wasn't. But girl,
if it was like really funny and Medea was like, I don't do that Halloween nonsense.
I can't even imagine how or why they're doing a second one. Besides maybe a lot of people just off of the strength of it being a Halloween Medea movie maybe actually went to the theater.
Well, it comes out on Friday, so maybe we should go see it.
You who are listen, no.
I'm scrolling through the cast to see, I think he decided he was going to make more money by not hiring a bunch of the big names. Because, most of Tyler Perry's older stuff, like the stuff that was adapted from stage plays, he hired some pretty big names to be in those movies. 1000%. But this is like a couple of people we've seen before and then a bunch of...
I recognize a couple of people from like social media.
Okay, I don't, but...
Maybe one or two of them.
This is a lot of lights and whites.
But I definitely think Tyler Perry is the biggest star in the movie.
Oh, no, definitely. Definitely. I recognize the lady from Meet the Browns.
I mean, that hardly counts.
She's in there, but otherwise... I feel like
most of them just come to work when Tyler Perry tells them.
Yeah, I don't know Patrice Lovely or Diamond White or Lexi Pantera. These are all brand new names to me.
I mean, it's no shade to any of them. I'm sure they worked hard on it and had a good time. But
just because I don't know who you are doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean any. This girl has 2 million followers on Instagram. I'm
who, the little
nobody.
Black girl?
No, the Lexi Pantera.
I don't know.
Diamond, for some reason, when you Google somebody, Instagram tells you immediately how many followers they have on.
Oh, they do that now?
Well, it's not like in the results, but Instagram always is like the first or second link that comes up, and the number of followers they have is right there.
I don't even remember which one this was. I think maybe
she
was
Diamond White. I'm sure she's popular and like really lovely and all that. But I think Tyler was like, I can hire a bunch of people who are popping on the internet or something like that for way less than them real actors who be having like requirements and like millions of dollars and riders and shit.
Okay, yeah. Diamond White is the girl who was like the main character. She's a very pretty girl.
No, she is. She's gorgeous, but this just looks like
the movie was just
money saving tactic. If the writing was that bad, then he probably not hiring his regular writers anymore either. Just being like, fuck it, I'm established. I can put out garbage and people will still come see it.
It felt like it was like half improv or like they didn't really like, or maybe it was like written the week before or something. It was awful. Huh. It was awful. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to see it. I'm going to watch it. Since it's on TV now, I'm sure I'll catch a rerun.
The one with that devastated crying girl is better than that one. Like by far.
Well, I don't even know which one that
far.
is.
The one that I always mock.
I haven't seen one. Oh, yeah.
Like
I haven't seen one since The Family That Prays. That was the last Tyler Perry movie I saw.
Definitely didn't get my
And I enjoyed The Family That, well, for the most part.
Wait, is that the one with Kathy Bates
yes,
in it?
It is.
Oh, I did watch that. That one was good.
For the most part, I thought that was pretty good, but I love Kathy Bates.
All right, let me give Tyler his
yes, there you go.
The Family That Prays was good. I really loved the first Why Did I Get Married? And
yes, me too.
The one with Idris Elba and Gabrielle Union. Daddy's Little Girls?
Oh, yeah.
Daddy's Little Girls was really good. And I feel like I'm missing one. But he has a couple of films that he's done like after
Medea's Family Reunion?
What about it?
Is that the one that you liked and forgot that you liked it?
Definitely not.
Okay.
It's one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life. And it was still better than this Halloween one.
Maybe I could do bad all by myself.
No.
Medea's Big Happy Family?
It was one that Medea's not in.
Oh.
Or if she was, she like popped in for like 5 seconds.
Oh, not for Color Girls.
No. I found the ones without Medea in it, I end up usually liking a lot more.
Temptation, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor.
Definitely not that.
Oh, God.
That one was so rare. That's the one with Kim Kardashian in it.
So there's only 5 Tyler Perry movies that he's not in, and those are it. So you must be thinking of one that he is in.
Well, maybe it's just those, and I'm imagining.
And you're not forgetting one? Yeah.
But those, I definitely enjoyed the ones that I just mentioned.
Yeah. Well.
But I don't know. I don't know what it is about the Medea one.
Oh, yeah. I Can Do All Bad All By Myself was totally different in the movie than it was in the play.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. All of them are. All of the like adaptations of the play, they keep like some of the story, but then for the most part, it's kind of.
I remember that one being like totally different, though. It was just like, this is not at all, like just totally different storylines. Taraji was in that one.
In what?
In I Can Do. She was a star.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I remember. Ooh, Brian White.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's all I Could Do Bad All By Myself.
It was probably Taraji's performance that had you like.
When you said it at first, I was thinking of A Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
The
first one.
No. That's
yeah, no, I think it might have been that
Yeah,
one.
It probably is.
I think she's doing another movie with him. But I could be making that up too. I don't know. I get high. Anyway, so that's it. We were rambling. That's it this week for Hot Tops and The Cursed Child. We will be right back. Hey guys, this week's support is coming from MeUndies. So if you haven't heard of them by now, I'm going to suggest that you find your way over to MeUndies as soon as possible if you care about your hindquarters, your good and plenties, your nether parts, whatever you call them, and them being comfortable. These drawers are literally some of the most comfortable underwear I've ever worn, like not gashing you. I don't know why they're so magic. But they've got tons of styles and different patterns for both men and for ladies that can fit your style, your personality, your Netflix and chill date, whatever it is. And you can get your own if you go to MeUndies.com/theread. They use a naturally soft fabric on their drawers that is 3 times softer than cotton, and it feels that way. For a limited time only, they're even having their first ever glow-in-the-dark prints called Lights Out. So if you really want to,
That is for your Netflix and chills.
Jazz up. It's getting colder out there these days, so...
Yes.
Jazz things up.
And if underwear isn't your thing, MeUndies also makes the softest socks in the world. I love mine too. They come in lots of cute colors and patterns. So if you're ready to sign up to get 20% off the best and softest underwear and socks you will ever own, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/theread. That's MeUndies.com/theread. Treat your genitals to something nice, and let's move on.
All right, so we're back, and it is time for the
listener letters.
That's the other part. It's time for our letters.
It is. Send your questions to ask3read@gmail.com. We're going to start off with a girl who says she has an anime question for you. Kid Fury, I saw on Twitter the other day that you're watching Boku no Hero Academia. I wanted to know who some of your favorite characters are on the show, and if you could choose a quirk, what would it be? Sincerely, T.
So I love this show. It reminds me a lot of Naruto, actually. But My favorite characters so far. I don't know any of their names. I know the girl who, Ura Rocco? I don't remember her name. The gravity chick is dope.
Okay.
I like Deku, the main character, although I'm still trying to wrap my head around all that's happening to him.
Deku?
Yes.
Okay. Thought you said Goku.
And I love the chick with the vines for hair because I'm just really gay and I'm a sucker for any character that can like control things or move their hair around, beat your ass with their hair or whatever. Yeah, and I know there's so many of them and I'm sure I'm forgetting a ton of them, but so far, like those are my favorites.
She mentioned Hitoshi and Midoriya and Todoroki.
So Todoroki is pretty fire.
Okay.
No pun intended. He's fire and ice. He's awesome. Couldn't remember his name.
He controls the elements.
Well, just fire and ice. Like one side of him can control fire, another side of him controls ice. He got the ice, I think, from his mama, maybe. And his dad is fire. And he resents his dad, so he tried at first not to use the fire part, but now he's just trying to live in how sickening he is or whatever.
And exotic.
Who was the other one? Those are the ones that she likes?
She likes, and Midoriya.
Midoriya is Deku.
Oh, okay. Hitoshi apparently can brainwash people.
Oh,
I might be saying that name all wrong.
I think you're doing fine. I didn't care for him. Okay. I thought the first scene that I saw him in where he was actually fighting somebody was interesting. And I liked kind of a bit of his backstory, but for the most part, I don't know. I guess I liked like the zany wild characters. I love the chick who can like pull weapons and items and stuff from her skin. That's strange.
Yikes.
If I had a quirk, I don't know which one. I would try to pick one from the show, but I don't know which one mine would be. I would probably actually pick the asshole guy, the one who's like he used to be friends with Midoriya. Now he's a jerk. Is it Izuku? No,
it's not.
I don't remember his name, but the guy who he's kind of like his rival.
Okay.
And he can, Bakugo, I think is his name. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But basically he can he can set his sweat on fire.
Whoa.
I don't know how to describe it.
Gross.
But he can create fire explosions from his hands.
Like the fire wand on Breath of the Wild.
And he wears these giant grenades on his wrists so they store up the sweat while he's fighting and then he can just blast it out. I thought that was awesome. But he's kind of a prick and it also looks like a Trump supporter, so I don't trust him.
Well, I mean, it sounds disgusting, but being able to use your own sweat as a weapon has to be amazing.
I mean, you've always got
What a moment, right. All you have to do is get yourself all worked up. Okay, hope that answered your question, T. Let's dive right into the rest of this. The first question comes from Jamie, who says, I met this guy on Tinder. He's an executive who's going through a divorce. I understood what he was going through, so I never pushed for a relationship, but we hung out every week. I got into a car accident that was my fault and had no idea what to do. He selflessly offered to pay for my Uber ride to work and gave me $500 for my deductible to get my car back. We agreed I'd give him $100 every pay period until I paid him back, and that's what I was doing. We got to the point where I only owed him $200. I had the money ready for him, but then he ghosted me. I texted and called him several times, reaching out. I even went to his house weeks later, thinking maybe he dropped his phone in a pool and lost all his contacts. Girl, you was reaching in your mind. But anyway.
I mean, that's healthy. No. It's better than,
I
can't think of anything. Whatever, go ahead.
When I got to his place, I knocked on the door and I heard his dogs go crazy and I heard a woman trying to shush them. He asked, who is this? And I told him my name. He says that he couldn't talk right now. That was in June. He originally stopped talking to me at the end of April. Okay. So the other day, I received a message that he's sorry for the way he treated me and he needs the money that he lent me to move out of Vegas. Part of me is like, fuck you. I tried to get in contact with you back then and you played me oh well. But then another part is like, well, he did help me when I needed it, so maybe I should just give him the rest of the money. What do you guys think? I work for a hotel in Vegas and we've recently been under the spotlight due to the massacre, and I know he reads the news, so I'm thinking the only reason I popped in his head to begin with is because he knows where I worked. He did send me a message. It said, I helped you out without a thought a number of times. We agreed that you would pay me back for your car. I am in need of money. Please let me know when you can drop it off. You don't have to see me. You can just leave it outside. If you do want to see me before I leave, then let me know when you're coming and I will warm up the hot tub.
What is the problem?
Oh, so
you're in your feelings because you didn't get a response.
So she's upset because he ghosted her, but also she still owes him $200. He's about to move and he wants his money back, and she's debating whether she should give it to him or not.
Give it to him. What are you talking about? Just give him the fucking money.
Well, I mean, I think she's in her feelings because she tried, like they were on like a payment plan type situation, but then he just decided to stop texting her back and calling her and seeing her. Like he literally just ghosted her out of nowhere, and now he wants his money, and I think she's, just feeling a way about it. And I can understand that, actually.
I can understand that, too, but I also would rather have a clean conscience and know that you can't come to me and say nothing about that fucking money ever in your life because I have it, now you have it.
Right.
Goodbye. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why? And you don't have to see him either. He's not expecting for you to come and get in the hot tub with him. You could put that shit in the envelope. You could mail it to his ass. I mean, like, you could do a deposit or something in the bank for him. You don't have to. I
don't understand if he's some big executive why he's coming to you about $200, because it just seems like even the $500 would have been something that meant almost nothing to him. I understand the inclination to be like, fuck you, you hurt my feelings, so I'm not going to give you your money back. But all that means is that, like, now y'all have this kind of shitty tie between the two of you that doesn't have to be there, because you do still owe him that money. Like, it's his money and you did agree to give it back. I would, just to be done with him forever.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Just to say, okay, I'm done. I'm finished. Like, this was a shit situation and it went all the way to the left, but fuck you, you're moving. So let's just let that be the end of it.
If you're in your feelings about it that deep, then you should just give him the money so you don't ever have to hear. Like, you then have no reason to ever hear from him again. If you don't give him the money, then he could, if he wanted to, keep pressing you about it. You got to keep hearing about it. Or worse, like try and come after you over $200 or something goofy, or talk bad about you. I don't know. It doesn't matter. If you have the $200 to give him, I would just give it to him so that you can be done with it forever. And I would not go and get in nobody's fucking hot tub, because for what? If you want to get in the hot tub with me, we could have done that when
Right. The fact that he even put that in there makes me feel like whoever he was dealing with before
is gone.
Right. And so now he's just like, so bring me my money, but if you want to see me, just let a nigga know.
Oh, no thanks. But here you go.
Yeah. I would play that like, there's actually nothing I want to do less than see you. I've been waiting on the opportunity to give you your money. Thanks for hitting me back, nigga. Like, you could have had this in April, but you didn't want to act right. So here it goes. And don't ever call or text me again. Let you leaving Vegas be the end of us ever fucking around with each other. Thank you so much. So let us know how that goes. Our next question. Do you have advice for somebody who just found out their daddy is gay? Because I feel like I don't know how to handle that.
If
you're gay and your dad is like super homophobic, and then all of a sudden you see his pictures on A for A or something, I feel like I would be traumatized, and I don't. So this question comes from, let's call her Mariska. She says, I love you guys. Recently saw you in Chicago with my besties and we had a blast. My husband and I have been together for 5 years and married for 2. I'm bisexual, and back in July, we talked about having a threesome again. We had 3 before we got married and wanted to spice it up in the bedroom. I told him that I wanted him to find someone for us, but he said he didn't feel comfortable talking to another girl in that way and wanted me to find one. I told him the only rule I have is to tell me if he's looking for a girl so that if I find anything suspicious, I'd know what it is. So in August, I had a feeling that something wasn't right between the two of us. After searching through his phone when he was asleep, I discovered he had a Kik account and niggas are still on Kik?
Right.
And was sexting another girl he met on Craigslist. When I confronted him about it, he said that he was just seeing if she was legit and didn't want to tell me until it was a for sure thing. We argued for days, but we made up.
Days?
Cut to the Thursday, 2 days before y'all show.
Jesus.
And something told me to make up a fake Craigslist ad to see if I got a reply from him.
Something told you that?
You just had that feeling, girl? On Friday morning, I got a response with his name in the email, and to make sure it was him, I asked for his phone number. Lo and behold, this nigga replied with his real number. I texted him from a fake one and asked for a picture so I could 100% confirm it was him, and he did send it. I replied with a picture of me and said, "Caught you, I'm done." He blew up my phone with calls and texts to the point that I cut off my phone. When I got home, this nigga said that he didn't reply to an ad, he didn't text his photo, and that his new iPhone 8 must be hacked.
All right.
I told him that was the dumbest fucking lie I've ever heard, but it's a week later and he's still sticking to his story. At this point, it's almost 2 weeks later.
Yeah, niggas, you got to break them or just leave.
I want to file for...
They're not going to give up.
I want to file for divorce, but I need to know that he's lying so I don't divorce him if he's telling the truth. Girl, what? I always thought that hackers search for personal information for financial gain.
Sweetie,
I think this is dumb, but my love for him is making me dumb enough to give him the benefit of the doubt. Please help.
Sweetie, the odds of some random hacker
you can't be
breaking into your man's phone and responding to your fake ad and sending you a photo
pictures,
of him.
Right?
Like no, sis,
girl.
he is lying to you, and that is a piss poor lie for someone who has threesomes. Like he could have.
Right.
I'm not even going to go over the list of better lies because that's pointless. What I will say to you is that is definitely a lie. You know it's a lie. And don't even try and now start to convince yourself that there's a possibility of it being true because the nigga's sticking to her story. That's what liars supposed to do.
I mean, and of all the stories, you really expect me to believe that somebody hacked into your nobody-ass phone and got on Kick or whatever the fuck and was like, oh, this nigga is flirting with bitches on the internet. Let me go ahead and send his picture on his behalf. Especially when y'all just went through this like a month or so before that, girl.
And he wasn't hacked then.
Right.
But this time.
Then it was, I'm just scouting girls out for us and I didn't want to tell you till it was serious. I don't
know why he didn't just say that again.
First of all, but... dumb. I guess because they had argued about it for days. Maybe it was like
she was already like, I'm not about it. So it didn't make no sense.
It sounds like y'all just need to dead the whole threesome idea anyway, because I kind of felt like...
cheat on your ass?
Well, right. First of all, if he wants to cheat, he's absolutely going to do it. So threesome or no threesome, it should be something you do because you want to, not because you think it will make your man stay or make him happy, because fuck that. But, girl... I'm trying to picture a nigga telling me to my face that wasn't him who sent me the picture of him and that wasn't him who texted me from his phone. It was just some randoms, like we don't even know who. Just, people hacked me and that happened. Girl, no ma'am. You have to, I hope it's not love that has y'all feeling like that could even remotely be the case, but... no, ma'am. This is just a wretched situation, and I would probably divorce him, but I feel like my instinct is to always just leave situations where I feel like people are lying to me. He tried to give you an out in the beginning when he was like, you should find the girl because I don't feel comfortable doing all that, and maybe had you just taken the responsibility on yourself, then it would have been something else. But now it sounds like, he's just getting into... texting these girls, meeting women on Craigslist, which still seems, I don't know, Craigslist just seems like of all the options for online dating or hooking up or just fucking or whatever, Craigslist seems like one of the sketchiest. Maybe because of all the murders and stuff a while back, but I just don't trust it. It seems like he's hell-bent on, like doing anything on Craigslist. I feel like it just comes with a pretty good chance of something bad happening to
murder.
Because niggas is crazy. And so...
that's how I feel.
Yeah, it sounds like he's just gunning to go ahead and find him some outside pussy. And so do with that what you will. But if you believe that bullshit about somebody hacking into his phone, girl, there's a Tyrese out there waiting for you something, because that is absolutely outrageous. So please do not play yourself. Our last question comes from, let's call him Zordon. He said he got an Xbox One S. Is that a thing? An Xbox One S?
I think so.
Okay. He said he got that a year ago and got some games and accessories and things for it. And then he heard you, Kid Fury, raving about the PS4.
Yes.
and how you even convinced me to get one. So he also went out and got one a few months ago. He says, I love my PS4 and Mafia 3 and Horizon Zero Dawn and the Crash Bandicoot trilogy so much that I barely even use my Xbox anymore, and I just made the last payment on it. Now I saw that you both have the Switch and you both seem to like it. As a closet nerd and casual gamer, I've been hesitant to get a Switch, but I feel like I may have made up my mind. How do you guys like the system? Crystal, as the most casual of gamers, do you feel like you use your Switch enough to get more into it? And if you were me, would you sell the Xbox that's barely used anymore to pay for the Switch, or keep it around since it just got paid off? Thanks, guys. I'm a huge fan. Zordon.
So, it's like we're right around the corner from Black Friday, holiday season, and all that stuff. Honestly, I would wait probably until the end of next month, early December, to go out and grab one, because I mean, it's probably going to be harder to get one at that point. I mean, they're in stock all over the place right now, but I imagine that a lot of people are also probably waiting. But I would see if maybe there's some markdowns. At least you could get some.
Do those go on
sale
for Black Friday?
If they do, that they're usually small. Maybe like they'll take like $50 off of it or something like that. But I mean, it's still $50. That's a game,
right?
So, I mean, you might want to do that. Also, I got mine like maybe a couple months in, so I felt like I didn't really have that much to play besides Zelda, but Zelda's big and long enough that
you could buy Zelda and be done buying games for like 6 months, probably.
Maybe longer. Honestly, it's
this game is huge, nigga. Oh my God.
The new Super Mario comes out in less than 10 days, so there'll be that. I think that there's like a Kirby and a Yoshi coming out and stuff like that. So Nintendo's definitely got the recipe. They know what they're doing. They don't worry about competing with PlayStation or Xbox, because they know if you want to play Mario Kart, girl, you got to come to us. Like, that's it.
That's why I couldn't find no Mario games on my PS4.
Yes, girl, because you won't.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Of course. Yeah. So,
like, just literally started doing stuff for like phones.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if you want a Mario Kart or any of those classic games that are actually still pretty good, then that's where you're going. But they just were smart enough to make a console that's also like a mobile handheld device. Mm-hmm. It's really great. I think it's worth the money if you are into that sort of thing.
Yeah, for me, it's less about the games and more about how cool the system itself is. Like, you can play it by itself, or you can hook it up to the TV, and you can, like, it. The console by itself is ready for like 2 people to play on it, and it's so tiny, so it just kind of blows my mind. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just late on games and stuff, but it's just crazy how.
No, like, that was definitely pretty much like a gag.
It's wild, right? Like, I can literally take it on a plane and just play Zelda the whole time, like for the entire flight, and I'm good. Right. So I just think it's really fun. I love the Link game. I love Mario Kart, which I never was allowed to or never did play like in my youth. So it's super fun for me. But, you know, other than that, I don't know too much about games and systems and all that. I'm just having a good time on it, and I like that I can travel with it. That's probably the thing for me, because I could never take that PlayStation anywhere.
Yeah, I've never would never.
No, that thing is no, hell no.
I think I've taken my PlayStation with me back like down to Miami when I went for the holidays one year or something like that, and I think it was because a game had just came out, and I was like, I'm gonna be down there for like 2 weeks, a week and a half, like. I'm going to just bring it. But
the Switch and even the dock, if you wanted to play on a TV in your destination, they're tiny. You can just throw them in a carry-on, and it's nothing. So
right. I would definitely, you know, look into getting one when you are ready or when you can. As far as getting ready for your Xbox, I mean, I think that's up to you. I know that I've had an Xbox for almost 2 years now, and I'm like, it's literally just sitting in a corner in my bedroom. I don't plug it in. I've been thinking about plugging it in for this game called Cuphead. That looks amazing and is like animated really beautifully, but I mean, it's up to you, sis. Whatever you want to do.
Yes. Good luck with your decision. Let us know how it goes. Hopefully you can find a really good sale on Black Friday. Somebody, you know, slashing the prices on that. But yeah, send your questions to.
Always go online first. Don't even bother standing in lines if you don't have to.
Oh, well, no. When I said Black Friday, I definitely meant the internet deals. Yeah. I would never advocate for anybody to go stand in line at Walmart or They don't even close now. They just be like, oh, you still here from Thanksgiving? Cool. The sale starts in 30 minutes. Like, it's just, that whole process is insane. I've done that exactly once, and I will never do that again. I don't care how much money you save. It's not worth it. But yeah, send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com, and we'll be back.
Today's episode of The Read is being brought to you by ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, if you're looking for some great people to work in your place of work, then go over to ZipRecruiter. They've got more streamlined, less time-consuming processes for getting hires all in one place. You can post your job to 100+ job sites with just one simple click. Then ZipRecruiter puts its smart matching technology to work, actively notifying qualified candidates about your job within minutes of you posting, so you receive the best possible matches. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other hiring sites, ZipRecruiter does not depend on the right candidates finding you. It finds them for you. In fact, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within 1 day. So if you're just struggling to find good help and you need it as fast as possible, you know where to go. No juggling emails or calls to the office. Just screen, rate, and manage candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard.
Yep. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. Right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. Yes, for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/theread. That's ZipRecruiter.com/theread. One more time, try it for free. And of course, if you're looking for a job, go to ZipRecruiter.com/theread. It's the smartest way to hire. Let them know we sent you, and let's keep going.
Today's episode is also being brought to you by Talkspace, the online therapy that makes it easy to connect with an experienced, licensed therapist that you pick based on your preferences. For a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, you can send your therapist a text, audio and video messages, or even do a live video chat with them. If it's just that deep, because Lord knows, many times.
Sometimes you just got to look at somebody.
Like, I need to see your eyes. Talkspace therapists are fully licensed, so you don't have to worry about it just being, a gram doctor. They have at least a master's degree and go through a rigorous screening process in addition to over 3,000 hours of supervised professional training. So you're getting the real deal.
Yes, you are. And to match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com/theread today. As a special offer, you can use coupon code READ to get $30 off your first month and show your support for this show. I will never stop talking about Talkspace and how dope it is and how the therapist that I signed up with earlier this year really helped me get through a lot of shit. So if you're dealing with some stuff, we all need somebody to talk to. Life is stressful. I get it. Head on over to Talkspace.com/READ. Use code READ. Talkspace, therapy for how we live today. And now let's move on.
So we're back, and it is now time for the read.
It is. Do you have one this week?
Yeah, I do. First of all, I just wanted to say I know a lot of you are expecting coverage from us over whatever the fuck it is that Hazel-E and Tulip Rouge, whatever the other one's name is, are talking about today. I don't know if that was your read.
No, it is not, because
Okay.
I was trying to piece that story together and still couldn't find out where it even came from.
I understand that Hazel-E deserves to be dragged, but
Yeah, from the screenshots I saw, she definitely does. Maybe I'll do that in Ohio.
on the other hand, the way I feel, today, tomorrow, really for all time, I feel like the real tragedy in this situation is that you're Hazel-E. There's nothing sadder than that, honestly. This attack on gays,
Lord.
because your boyfriend very clearly goes up with his legs up, if you know what I'm saying. And the attack on dark-skinned women, talking
Why are you
about,
like
sorry,
this?
mom, you kept me away from these types of girls all my life. You said they would hate me because I'm light-skinned. But here's the thing. You're light-skinned, but you're
Trash.
also still ugly. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't,
To the bone, bitch. It permeates.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I wish that I could say I feel sorry for you, but you're so insignificant that I don't even have sympathy. That you are Hazel-E, and that means pretty much nothing. You can talk as much as you want to on Instagram or wherever Mona Scott will allow it, but that at the end of each and every day, you have to get in bed and be Hazel-E, and that means nothing.
Lord.
As far as the gays burning in hell, like the Bible says or whatever, frankly, I would much rather burn in hell than be you. So,
right.
I mean, living a life as Hazel-E seems like its own personal hell. You know that you look like an Easter Island statue. You know that you look like the little man from the Pink Panther cartoons. You know it. You're aware of it. You're disgusted by it. Like,
not Easter Island.
You destroyed your own nose to reconstruct it, and the nose is so powerful it still looks the way that it does. Like, you're horrible. You're horrible. Everything about you sucks. Like, the game of life you lost before you started. So I really like, that's the big issue here as far as Hazel-E and her hired bottom, as far as they are concerned.
What a mess.
And I, wish I could say I pity you with all disrespect, but I don't. I feel like, you're sad.
Everything about that girl. It's just unfortunate
women,
as fuck.
The gays, like, dark-skinned women have a real life actual struggle that they have to deal with just by being dark-skinned. Right. Gays have a real life struggles that we have to deal with just by being gay.
Right.
But I still feel like it's a vacation compared to being Hazel-E. Right. So, like, really you should be out here begging people for, like, funds or prayer or donations or anything that can help, because we know that when every season wraps, you have to give those people their clothes back. Like, you have to give them back their things. Right. And, that's what you should focus on. I'm really sorry that you can't, but...
She really thinks she's pretty because she's light-skinned.
I think so.
And I think her mama really did teach her that. Because her mama had on them raggedy-ass swap meat colored contacts on the show. I knew right then. I said, that explains everything. Every question I ever had about Hazel-E is answered just looking at her mama's face. It's all right there. And her mama then acted like Rose Burgundy wasn't good enough for her daughter. And I wanted to say, who exactly do you think your daughter is? Like, this bitch is not... No, but she's not even the most popping bitch on this show. Like,
your daughter looks like a less than sign.
She and Rose Burgundy are equally yoked. that works. Let them go be garbage together. That whole gays are trash and they gonna burn in hell, and that he posted, and then her talking about just like the Bible says. Okay.
That's not what you say when you unlock pictures for them on Jax.
All right. Okay. See, now I wasn't gonna do that, but
so I'm just tired. Like, honestly, please. What I did want to say prior to Hazel-E getting on everybody's nerves today is just that, as I may not even be in the right mental, emotional place to say this. I want to really have it stick, but I feel like as a gay man, I don't know if I should say openly or not, but being someone that is comfortable with being a gay man.
Okay.
I feel like there's a certain amount of free thinking maybe that comes with that. Just because I can't help it. Like, I know that, there are different types of people in the world that just are who they are, because I'm one. And
right.
I think that with that comes a lot of acceptance in allowing certain people to be who they are. If I can tell you're truly, genuinely being the person that God made you, how can I have a problem with that, I think that at a certain time, a lot of you other gays have to do the same thing for each other. It's really sad that still in 2017, like, okay, so I've said before that, oppressed groups, a lot of oppressed groups have a tendency to be cold to other groups.
Okay.
And I think that it's just like bullies that are bullied. In a way, like, there's just like I'm a lot more social than I was maybe 2 years ago. And that's more for me and like a decision that I've made to like at least maybe once a week go out and be among people. And
brave.
I'm going to therapy, I'm healing, and it's fun. And also, like, I work very hard. I feel like I deserve to go to the club and dance and drink Hennessy because
you do.
Donald Trump is president. I can afford it. I want to. I'm going to. Just being in different types of environments and things like that. I just noticed, like, there are still a lot of gays that are cold to like a certain type of gay. And I was like, okay, let me just say that if you are someone who looks at feminine gay men or fat gays or what is this? No fats, no femmes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at like maybe gays that wear makeup or extensions or feminine clothes, whatever they may be, or heels,
whatever that even means,
anything that isn't like straight passing, maybe.
Okay.
If you look at them as if they're Lord. Like, what's wrong with the community, or this is why we can't get certain amount of just like respect or whatever, like, you might as well just be, you know, liking Hazel-E and Tulip Rouge's pictures.
Oh, God.
You might as well just be marching with people who say God hates fags, because what is the difference? Like, you, if no one else, should know better and should be, you know, free thinking enough to allow people to live in their truth and express themselves however the fuck they want to. Like, I don't really understand why. Like, don't get me wrong, you can be attracted to whoever you want to be attracted to. If you're not attracted to feminine men, that's your business. If you're not attracted to niggas who have, you know, like long fingernails or I don't know, whatever, like, that's your business. I feel like you can just be attracted to whoever the fuck you want to be attracted to. But if you like go out of your way to spread negativity towards gay people that you feel like make it hard for you to be whatever dumbass that you are, or if you like go out of your way to be shady or make these types of people uncomfortable, I just don't understand what the fuck it is you even doing out of the closet. Honestly, like, it's bad enough that men who aren't comfortable enough with their homosexuality or bisexuality will do it. And I know that also comes from a place of hurt. But girl, if you in motherfucking Zara like the rest of us, honey, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it don't matter what fucking accessories you buying or whatever the fuck you doing in the club or on, you know, out in Soho or Harlem Food Bar or wherever the queens be at. Like, bitch.
Harlem Food Bar.
Because you know that's, like, who goes there besides gays and hags? Nobody. That's it. You know, it's like just... It's bad enough. It's hard enough just being who we are. And we're very clearly in a time where more and more bigots, people of all kinds of prejudice are finding extreme comfort in coming directly up to you and, you know, saying you don't deserve any rights, get out of my country, blah, blah, blah. So we just don't have time for homophobia in the homosexual community. And
woof.
I mean, I feel like I would have liked to say something like real poetic and deep about it, because I don't know that I've ever really addressed it before. But I mean, that's just how I feel. I feel like, you know, we have to start holding ourselves accountable for some of these things. And we don't have to be friendly all of the time, because Lord knows that I'm not the friendliest person, but I know that I'm friendlier than a lot of you fags. So, like, I don't even know.
I don't get shitting on people who share your sexual orientation and like share that same oppression with you. But like you said, it is something that you see even amongst Black people, like those of us who are Black and yet hate Blackness.
Exactly.
And discount it all the time, or do like Steve Lacy and say that they would never date another Black gay person or something like that. It's just like, what is that supposed?
Like, why are you going?
What does that do for anybody? Right.
To make things harder for your own community. It's very strange to me, but like, I don't know. That's it for me.
I mean, it's a mess. And whenever I come across stuff like that, like women who are not even just like, I don't know about feminism, because I understand feeling, you know, hesitant about white girl feminism and that wave. I get it. But women who are just like anti-woman, and it's always so like the whole pick me mentality, like always like just performing everything for niggas. Like it's not going to make you the chosen woman who is like better than all the rest.
Exactly.
And when niggas tell you, oh, you not like other females, like all these other girls be doing this, but you're way better than that. You're way cooler. Like it's not a compliment. If men rock with me and women don't, something is wrong. Like I'm doing something wrong because that should never be the case. But it also doesn't it doesn't mean that you can be seen in society now as like that one cool woman who like sexism and misogyny and shit doesn't apply to anymore. And I think that's what they're looking for. They're looking to cross over into that privilege or be accepted by that dominant group in society. And it's not going to happen. It's the same thing with gay niggas. Like, oh, it's fine to be gay, but y'all out here wearing wigs and makeup and jewelry and all that is just keeping the rest of us from being respected. Like, if they don't want to respect you because you're gay, they're not going to do it.
It has nothing to do with what the next gay nigga is doing at all. And some of y'all are so busy, like, trying to impress each other at the same time. Like the very same time. Y'all want so badly to be recognized as being like just super lit in like fashion or acting or sports maybe or whatever the fuck it is that you do if you don't make something up that you do or pretend that you do or whatever. So it's like you are out here quietly like searching for acceptance and validation, and in the same time, you looking at other people like, oh, we'll see that. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of weirdos out here. Like,
oh, no, definitely.
In every realm, in every community. Like, some shit is just strange. Like, what is that you have on? Like, I don't care that you're wearing boots. Those boots are odd. You know, like, and I get that. You know, so I ain't gonna sit up here like I ain't never see somebody walk into a house party or something and being like, so what was she thinking with that? But
it is what it is.
I just feel like, you know, if you, whatever your tea is, whatever kind of gay you are, whether you're masculine or feminine or you in the gym 8 times a week or you're, you know, at Popeyes 8 times a week, like whatever it is that you're doing, you deserve respect. And I just feel like if nobody else has our back, we should be the ones who are checking ourselves and doing it. But I can't heal the world.
No, you can't do it. And I'm reading this book called, oh my God, what is it called? These women are named Bessie and Sadie Delaney. They are, I think, on 101 and 103 during the telling of this book. And they're basically just talking about their lives. But that was something that one of them said. Having Our Say is the name of the book. I'm almost done with it. But one of them ends a chapter by saying, I had to decide then, you know, am I going to change the world or am I going to change me? Am I going to try to progress myself and hope that, you know, influences other people in my community? You know, they're talking about being Black, but it's the same sort of idea. Like, I can't fix sexism and homophobia and transphobia and all the garbage in this terrible, terrible world. All I can do is my best to speak out against those things and advocate for progression and spread like the messages that I care about in this world.
Same shit that we tell white people to do all the time. We're always telling white people.
But for some reason, niggas can never see their own privilege. Like, people can never acknowledge the ways that maybe they don't have it as hard as somebody else. Because I would imagine when it comes to gay men specifically, because of course gays and lesbians do not have necessarily the same issues, but masculine, so-called masculine presenting or straight passing gay men don't really have to deal with a lot of the overt homophobia and just like the straight up, you know, gay hatred, like Matthew Shepard type shit. That them niggas, and they feel like, oh well, the reason that I don't have to deal with the shit y'all deal with is because, you know, I put on a polo and khakis and, you know, some lugs or whatever niggas are wearing these days, and I talk in my big boy voice, and so nobody ever, you know, says anything homophobic to me. All you have to do is change who you are and dress and talk like me, so nobody knows you're gay, and then you can be gay. Like, what the fuck is that? People should be able to be who they are and not be targeted or harassed or killed for that shit. So I get what you're saying 100%. It's almost more frustrating because you expect it from straight people.
Yeah.
But when it's gay people who have internalized that message and then use it to shit on other gays, it's like, really, nigga? You couldn't just...
I know that,
you couldn't just let us live?
We're so used to like society not giving us our moment and being like ostracized even in the gay community. Just like look at the way that like mainstream American media especially looks at the white gay versus the Black gay. We're practically non-existent. Like they eat up white gayness, like stereotypical gayness at that. But when it comes to us, girl, please, white gays don't even give a fuck about us unless we giving them dick. So,
well, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that we're kind of like, I feel like it's been generations of Black gay men who are kind of like, well, I got to make myself lit and I got to prove to the rest of these bitches that I am because nobody else is going to give me a spotlight. I feel like that's essentially where like ballroom culture was born and stuff like that. And I feel like it carries itself into just the way that a lot of us move and behave and speak and what we say. And obviously that you should love yourself and be confident and all of that stuff too. But if you're drawing your confidence from shitting on somebody else, then it's not even really confidence. It's just bullshit.
Right.
So
lies that you have internalized and you believe because you think they keep you safe. But when it comes right down to it, you still a gay nigga like the rest of them.
Right.
And homophobes are going to be grossed out that you bending over for dick or giving dick to another nigga regardless. So you might as well let go of that idea of being like the model gay who is accepted by dominant straight society. Fuck that. What? Fuck straight people. fuck trying to appeal to the people in power. So, all right. This week,
other day I'll discuss, like a bottom appreciation month or something because y'all niggas got it twisted.
Well, it really should be a thing whenever you decide for your bottom appreciation month. Like every Wednesday you should come in with like little known bottom facts,
I might do
bottoms throughout history.
Spoken word or something.
So a few quick fuck yous this week. First of all, to Donald Trump. Of course, a lot has happened. You could really just spin the wheel and pick a story. But the worst one that I've seen over these past couple of days has to do with the soldiers who were killed in Niger.
Oh, boy.
Earlier this month, Donald Trump, first of all, acted like he had called all of the victims' families, which he had not. But then he also wanted to drag Obama into it for no reason and was like, Obama never called any of the fallen soldiers' families and all this. And Eric Holder was like, okay, bitch, you've been lying a lot and I be letting most of it slide, but that's what you won't do. Like, I've been on the phone. I've been in the White House. Like, and you're lying about something that is so, all you have to do is Google it. And there are like so many pictures of President Obama with these people. So, but anyway, he finally did get around to calling, Sergeant LaDavid Johnson's widow on Tuesday. And he said to her, according to Representative Frederica Wilson from Miami Gardens, amen.
Amen.
He said that he knew what he signed up for, but when it happens, it hurts anyway. So he said this to this widow. She is, I want to say 24 or 25 years old. She has a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and she is pregnant with their 3rd child. So this lady is literally burying her husband while she is growing his baby and taking care of a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, which is like entirely too much for me to imagine going through as a 25-year-old. First of all, like, that's just way too much grief. And if you see the picture of her like crying over his casket, it is absolutely heartbreaking. But to think of the president of the United States calling this girl and being like, well, bitch, that's the job. It's just like, first of all, I read this really great, you should go on the Daily News because a former military serviceman wrote a really great essay about how, first of all, no, it's not what they sign up for. Almost nobody in the military actually anticipates dying. And apparently since 9/11, only 1 out of every 5,000 troops serving in Iraq or Afghanistan has died there. So no, they don't go off to these countries truly expecting that they're going to die. But if they do die, they expect that the military will, first of all, try to figure out what the fuck went wrong. Like, where did we fuck up? How did we end up in a place where we lost lives? And that the president of the country that you gave your life for would have maybe just the smallest slice of empathy for your fucking grieving pregnant widow. I want to play this clip from Frederica Wilson. I hope I'm saying her name correctly, but she went on TV to talk about this because, of course, Donald Trump was like, oh, you're lying. That's a total fabrication.
Right.
Other people were in the room and that's not what happened. And Frederica, who reminds me a lot of Maxine Waters,
same,
is wearing a bedazzled cowboy hat in this clip. So don't ever get it twisted about her. Let me see. Can I pull it up? Oh my God, it's so good.
President Trump is now responding to the controversy involving his call to the widow of one of the fallen U.S. soldiers killed in Niger. His tweet reads, Democrat Congresswoman totally fabricated what I said to the wife of a soldier who died in action, and I have proof. Sad.
Yeah, right, nigga.
Frederica Wilson joins us.
Yes, ma'am. You have to see this lady.
I know this is the first time that you're hearing the president's tweet read to you, so when he says that you've totally fabricated what he said to the wife of the soldier and he has proof, what's your response?
Well, I don't know what kind of proof he could be talking about. I'm not the only person that was in the car. And I have proof, too. This man is a sick man.
Say it.
He's cold-hearted, and he feels no pity or sympathy for anyone. This is a grieving widow.
Thank you, girl.
A grieving widow who is 6 months pregnant. This is a young woman. She's only 24 years old. She weighs maybe...
Anyway, you get it. She continued to drag during her appearance, but I just feel like if it comes down to trusting the word of Miss Wilson versus Donald Trump, who literally never skips an occasion to lie, I'm going to go ahead and ride with her.
Page is dedicated to all
of the lies, right?
I'm just going to go with the person.
Journalists literally spend all day fact-checking his lies. He said he donated like $5 million to all these different people, and the Times was like, we could only verify 800,000 of that. He told somebody else's, a soldier's father, that he was going to give him $25,000, never followed through on that. It's like, it just doesn't. And now the whole Obama thing, he's like, oh, well, I think maybe sometimes he did and sometimes he didn't. I don't know. I'm just saying what I was told. What? You're the fucking president. You mean to tell me you can't actually get facts straight before you open your big stupid ass mouth?
Facts you can look up on a search engine.
Facts that literally the rest of us, we all have computers in our pockets. We know how to do it. How come you can't do it? Speaking of knowing facts before you open your big stupid mouth, I also want to say fuck you to Donna Karen. And
what the hell did Donna Karen do?
Well, you know, this whole Harvey Weinstein thing is really fucking nuts. There are 40 women now who have come out to accuse Harvey Weinstein of like touching them inappropriately, suggesting things. Like the charges go from stuff that is that I don't want to say small, but like compared to like rape and stuff, it's just like it runs the gamut.
Yeah.
The accusations are
subtle or
terrible.
Smaller things.
So she I think she was on a red carpet. Yeah, she was on a red carpet and somebody asked her, you know, this whole Harvey Weinstein thing, what's up? And she said, how do we display ourselves? How do we present ourselves as women? What are we asking? Are we asking for it, you know, by presenting all the sensuality and all the sexuality? It's not Harvey Weinstein. You look at everything all over the world today and how women are dressing and, you know, what they're asking for by just presenting themselves the way they do. What are they asking for? Trouble. Bitch, she sounds just like Blossom, which I can't pronounce. I want to say her name is Mayim. I don't know how you say her real name, but she, Blossom, because that's who she is to me.
Yeah, that's what I call her.
Or the girl from, what's that nerd show? The Big Bang Theory. Right. Or that one. And I thought that I could rock with her because she seemed to be like genuinely smart and like all about facts and that sort of thing. But she wrote this whole opinion piece for the Times, and it was saying weird. It was weird. I don't recommend that you go read it, but she came back to this same point that Donna Karen is making, which is, you know, I've never been sexually harassed or anything like that because I'm ugly and people don't find me attractive and I don't flirt with men and I dress super modestly. And so maybe if the rest of you hoes would put some panties and some pants on, then nobody would sexually assault you.
And if you're ugly too, let me tell you so you don't have to get in a car with someone to be loved. I'm like,
what?
What the fuck are you talking about,
What the fuck are you talking about, Blossom? Yes, girl. The fact is that a woman not wearing clothes or wearing clothes or dressing in a way that you think is modest or not flirting with men or not getting in the car with men, there's no set of precautions where it's like, all you have to do is do this and you'll never be sexually assaulted or raped again. Because if that was the case, bitch, we would all be following that plan.
Duh.
But the thing is, most of us have figured out that these men are garbage. They're going to do with their dicks what they want. And if what they choose to do is something awful to a woman, at no point should she be blamed in any capacity for that. I'm really tired of the notion that there's something wrong with the victims, and all they had to do was victim in a different way.
It's so antiquated.
And it wouldn't, right. First of all, it's older shit. Like,
still do that.
Is this from the 1950s? What is this talking about? Zip your dress up all the way and make sure your legs are crossed. And I'm never flirtatious with certain men, and I never wear, risque clothing and this sort of thing. And I never do this and that. And I would never go to a meeting in hotel rooms. Well, first of all, meetings happen in hotels and hotel rooms all the time. Like, every fucking day, somebody is having a meeting in a place like a hotel because it's very damn common. But even if you do agree to go to a meeting in a hotel room, that does not mean gross-ass Harvey Weinstein has the right to rape you, bitch. What is that? The whole thing.
And I don't think that anybody is ever like, ooh, I could be raped in this situation, but let me, I don't think that anybody goes to a meeting in a hotel room expecting, oh, maybe this guy's gonna assault me.
It's Harvey fucking Weinstein, like Cara Delevingne. I think that's how you say her name.
Yeah.
Like, she said it was like, this man is fucking major. He has made all these huge ass movies that are, Oscar winners and all this shit. Mm-hmm. He's not a person that most people would turn down a meeting with because he can make or break your career. So it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of like if you wanted to have a talk show and Oprah was like, hey, you want to come to a talk show development meeting or something? Bitch, why wouldn't you go? Right. Of course you would. But you don't expect Oprah to then turn around and sexually assault you because that don't make no fucking sense. And that's not what you came for.
Right.
I came to talk about the movie. So why are we talking about something else? Why are you asking me, can I come in here and watch you shower? Which, why would anybody want to do that? Or, let's get some massages and let me massage you and all this shit. It's just, stop blaming women for the shit that men do to them. Please do that. And for rich, famous women to publicly make these statements only makes the women, first of all, it makes actual victims feel worse. All you're doing is shitting on their experience like, oh, well, you could have done something to prevent this from happening to you. Mm-hmm. So really, it's your fault. And then you're telling women this whole ugly girl thing is like, okay, so let's say I am, unattractive or my facial features aren't proportionate or whatever. I'm not considered attractive in society. Does that mean that if I'm sexually assaulted or raped, all of a sudden I shouldn't say nothing? Or, how is that going to make me feel? Like I shouldn't say something because nobody is going to believe me anyway because my ugly ass would have never been desirable enough to be assaulted, or I was too fat to be raped or something like that, which is the sort of thing I hear all the time. Like, when Usher's, that girl who accused Usher of giving her herpes and all that because she was so big, people were like, I don't even believe that Usher would fuck somebody that fat. Or if he did fuck a big girl, she ought to just be glad she got some dick. I don't care if it was, sick dick or not. Like, nigga, what? Y'all really
stupid?
There's nothing. You don't deserve it regardless. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And anything that makes victims feel like they can't speak out, they can't expose these men. Like, it's been this unknown Hollywood secret, unknown known that every fucking body, as we can see now, has been knowing about 4 years. And people don't talk about it because of the comments from people like you that make them feel like their pain isn't real or they did something to deserve it. So fuck the both of you.
Exactly.
That's really all I have to say about it. Y'all are just garbage for that. And I know both of them have come back, with their little thin apologies or whatever, but you already said it. It's already out there. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of women having to deal with the shit they go through and then be responsible for exposing the men who did it and teaching everybody to do better and then fighting other women like, no, bitch, I'm a victim here and don't blame me for something that a man did to me.
It's so much simpler for you to just say, hey, men, stop assaulting women. Stop behaving as if a woman owes you something or women should just deal with being sexually harassed because that's just how men are. Like, it just seems like it's simpler to cut things off at the roots than to attack the victims or whatever because they should have known better or they shouldn't have put themselves in whatever kind of position. Like, that is something that's so, historically dumb at this point that it's like, at this point, you might as well just say, I love rape.
I mean, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to look back at these things and be like, oh, actually, women are sexually assaulted every fucking day wearing a lot of different, you could be wearing a sweater and jeans, and if a gross, creepy nigga catches you at the wrong moment, that's what it is.
It doesn't matter what you look like or what you have on. I don't know.
Right. It doesn't.
Have to say that.
Ugly girls get raped, pretty girls. It happens to It happens. It happens. Let's focus on teaching men to not be this way and holding them accountable for their bullshit instead of telling women that they need to put on different clothes. Because that doesn't fix anything.
The first thing I thought of when I heard about this story is the fact that, like, the first thing I heard about it from it was not even Rose McGowan. It was a story when I heard that Gwyneth Paltrow was harassed by him or whatever. He tried to invite her someplace or something. And
for the massages.
Yeah, Brad Pitt had to step in because they were dating.
They were dating back then, yeah.
And be like, bro, you better calm the fuck down or whatever he said to her. And I was like, this has been happening so long that it just reminded me that Gwyneth Paltrow and Brad Pitt were dating. Because I could, like, completely forgotten about all of that. So the fact that this has been something that this man has been doing to so many women, there are probably more that still ain't said nothing.
Right.
And
that's only 40 that have come out.
Like, why don't you ever you don't ask yourself how so many women for such a long time could have been experiencing the same thing and didn't say anything? I wonder why.
I wonder, girl. And didn't we just do this with Bill Cosby?
Exactly.
So, I don't know. Don't get me started on Rose McGowan because she got on my nerves too with that whole replace women with the N-word and see how this sounds type of thing. Yeah. But I choose to believe that they're focusing on the good. I don't know.
There was a lot that came with this whole boycott.
There was a
Twitter
lot.
And all of that.
A one-day boycott. The fuck was that gonna do? The fuck was that gonna do? I still don't know.
On a Friday. Shut up. Like, see, and I just, like, for a lot of it, I was just like, you know what? Bigger picture. I'm gonna be quiet.
Let's boycott Twitter for the rest of the year and see what that does. Or, anyway, don't get me started on all that. Jemele Hill is on vacation from her job right now because she tweeted the truth. But anyway, I'm done. I'll save that for Ohio State. That wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Thanks again to Sonos for supporting this week's episode. Sonos lets you have pulse pounding sound in any room or every room all at once. And you can add your existing music services or discover something new, whether it's curated or on demand, free or subscription-based. Sonos has you covered with access to a growing list of music services, and their simple app lets you control everything all in one place. Sonos brings all your music together, so check them out. Very high quality stuff over there. Kid Fury, any news from you this week?
Yes, Trilloween is just around the corner. If you don't have tickets yet, you can go to Trilloween.com to get them. If you're in the New York area or DC area, it is October 27th and 28th, respectively. And come out. It's going to be a great time.
That is going to be a good time. Ohio State University, we will see you tomorrow. You do need a Buck ID to get in to the show. So please check out your student activities. I'm trying to think of like how colleges work.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Go to ouab.osu.edu for information on how to get tickets. You do need a ticket to get in, and you need a Buck ID to get a ticket. So if you don't already know, we will see you guys there. I want to thank the Culture Con for having me at their event. Thank you, Tanis, for inviting me. I had a great time. Oh, wow. It's right here on Essence, my name. That's crazy. But yeah, it was a conference, as they say here, created to inspire and embolden change makers. It was a bunch of talking to like a lot of, I think, younger people who are entrepreneurial, like, minded and heading in that direction, and just kind of like getting together to talk. Spike Lee did a lot. So thank you guys for having me there. And also I will be appearing with my good friends over at Last Name Basis, excuse me, at their first live show. Let me see if I have the details on when that will be. I know it's next month, but where is that? Probably should have been more prepared.
It is. No, I'm just as lost as you are, actually. 11/21.
Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. So, yes, very first live show on November 21st with Francesca and her husband. Cannot wait. So, check out Last Name Basis for more details on how to get tickets and come out. It's going to be a good time. Me and Fran are always cutting up and all that. So, yeah. Come out. Anything else this week?
Congratulations to Desus and Mero for their NBA deal, whatever that is, or ESPN.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on Instagram. I didn't see the details, but yeah. Jesus and Mero out here really doing it. They're on the second season of their show. Congratulations, my niggas.
For those of you who watch balls, that should be a good time.
You love balls.
But that's it for me.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week.